Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Hades, where today we're going to change things up a little bit by actually doing a good job at the game. That's my plan. So I've been looking at these for a minute. I think we're going to unlock the aspect of Talos. I'm curious about the magnetic cutter. It seems like, it says it pulls foes in, and it's not very descriptive about that. But anything that allows us to control the positioning of enemies seems like it must be fairly powerful, even if the magnetized attack and cast bonus is not necessarily amazing. Let's give it a try.
Grant me the aspect of Talos.
Okay, they sort of look like... There's definitely an infinity gauntlet sort of suggestion to them now. Alright, so let's see here. Oh, interesting. That is quite different. Oh, and it has a considerable range. Okay, that's cool. And then the dashing one is still just the uppercut. Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting. Let's get out here and try it. I'm pretty sure we will not get new benefits or we will not get more rewards by turning up the heat until, I think it might be until we actually get to the ending with this weapon. So, hopefully we'll start making some more progress soon, because we're going to run through our supply of Titan blood real fast at this rate.
You've met your distant relatives by now. We don't all share the same demeanor nor see eye to eye, though all of us, I think, wish you the best.
Most of the time. So I do like the idea of taking a buff to the special early on. Oh, hold on a second. We have the wrong keepsake. I'm gonna just don't laugh at me. I'm just gonna tap out of this escape attempt here. We're gonna go back to the keepsake thing and pick the right keepsake. Oops. I'm pretty sure we still want to open up with this thing. Alright, we have the right weapon. Oh, it looks like it didn't save the spending of the blood, maybe?
Malphon, I see everything you are.
Weird. Okay. Alright, let's try that again. And hope that there was not an omen.
Time to go.
Listen, attentiveness is maybe not one of my strongest suits.
It comforts me to see how far you've come, cousin, and I am confident that you shall make your way eventually. I shall look forward to our conversations then.
Just had to dig that eventually in there, huh? Okay. So, we've never taken Divine Flourish. It's still on our prophecies list. Maybe that's a good enough reason to take it. I mean, we want a buff to the strength of our special, right? We are going to be using it all the time. Alright, where's something for me to... Yeah, I think that's interesting. One thing that I'd really like to see is, can we grab multiple things that are kind of close to each other, or does it always just grab one thing?
Don't mess with me right now.
Now, normally it's fine when you try to murder me, but right now, ooh... The consequences. Yeah, I need these things to group up a little bit more for testing purposes. Let's see if we can... That one's just kind of wandering off. Okay, so these guys are not going to make this easy on me. That's fine. We'll have plenty of opportunity to group enemies up later, I'm sure. Did we get all of the value out of here? It looks like we did. Alright, well, a pomegranate is certainly less exciting when you only have one boon and it's not even of a good rarity. It does take a second before you can start punching with this. Like, trying to do this combo when there's a bunch of enemies around seems like it would be real dangerous. Okay, those guys were basically on top of each other when I fired the special, so I think that's pretty clear indication that it will always only grab one.
Gods grant me strength.
Well, we will take the only bonus we can. One more thing I want to make sure that I understand. Okay, it looks like the dash upper does still apply the buff. Right, they still get the image. Or the little, the debuff indicator. I will say I like this aspect a lot, though, because I feel like there's not a lot of reason to use this special under normal circumstances, unless you get like a Daedalus hammer buff that applies to it or something. This gives it real value. You know, a Zeus buff would actually be the buff that makes your attack shoot lightning on hit would actually be pretty great. I think we will take that over the coins, or at least the opportunity for that over the coins. Also, I suppose that's interesting. You really don't have a lot of control over the positions of enemies who have armor on them, usually, because they're resistant to, normal hits pushing them around. So this does let us do... I don't know that that's necessarily a useful thing to do all the time, but it is a thing we can't usually do that we now have an option for.
My brave daughter Athena beat me to you this time, has she? No matter. With her blessing and my own, you shall be nigh unstoppable.
Well, let's hope that's true. So yeah, I think Lightning Strike is probably pretty good here, right?
Is my hair sticking up?
Yeah, let's go this way. So the pomegranates, I believe, are more effective on buffs of higher rarity. Oops, that's not very clumsy work there. Okay. Because they seem to be like a percentage increase in the effectiveness. They are better when you start with a higher value. So the fact that both of our boons so far are commons means that these are not particularly compelling options right now. Yeah, I like this quite a bit. I think this feels a lot better and more interesting than the default form of the fists. Plus, I like it when I have a mechanical incentive to do a thing that looks cool, and I do think the uppercut looks really cool.
Sometimes I have to wonder, man, what's going through your head? I mean, I know you hear me and the others, but it's so damn dark down there, I can't hear you at all.
Ooh, Festive Fog. Your dash causes hangover several times near where you started. With this weapon, I really would prefer a thing that happens at the end of our dash. So it's like aid versus the cast. I think that this is actually pretty interesting for us.
Cheers to that.
So we've not had the Dionysus cast buff before, although I was looking for it in yesterday's episode. It turns the cast into that, and then it leaves this this fog behind, which... Does it say what the fog does? Wafting fumes briefly stun foes in the area every 0.25 seconds. So it's a little bit of crowd control, a little bit of large area damage, which is a thing we kind of lack with this weapon. You can see why I thought it would be cool to be able to load that onto our bow. So you can see how it just sort of holds him in place. Ow. Well, I did get the kill blow. He just also got to hit me at the same time. So I'm taking a fair amount of bad damage here, which sort of gives the lie to that thing I said at the beginning of the episode. All right, let me buy off my mistakes here. Yeah, I guess that'll do. I think I probably don't want to buy the darkness right now because it'll drop us below 150, which means it'll be harder. I think we'd hold off on this. I'm a little bummed out, though, to be buying the Eye of Lamia right before what looks like it's probably going to be a boss room. Ah, well.
Ready, lads?
Now remember, ideally we'd be punching them in the back, because we do have our backstab damage again. But I don't always get a choice on that one. We kind of got to take the angle that's available to us. I hit the wrong guy. Wait, did the other one die? I thought he had quite a bit of health left.
Had enough?
Well, that went about as smoothly as it could.
Hey, you're not alone. You're not alone down there, okay? Here, let me show you.
The fact that they can't hear me at all does clarify a little bit why they talk to us the way they talk to us sometimes. More damage out of Dash Strike seems pretty good. Pressure points also pretty good. Artemis's Aid also. I feel like we're getting a much broader range of support this time than we usually do. This is our 4th different god already. I think I'm going to take the call. I like Artemis's call.
On the prowl.
Just a great big chunk of damage at the moment when you need it most. That said, I do think all 3 of the options there were very good. Yeah, this is a cool weapon. I was a little unimpressed with it in actual play with the base aspect, but I think this helps. Alright, we finally got a food drop. Hooray. Apparently these guys have been over here just creating a minefield this whole time.
Sweet.
Alright. So we're actually pretty much back to full health. So one thing I really like about... okay. One thing I really like about Hades is that, unlike some action roguelite kind of things where, like, resource expenditure... where the resource management game feels a little bit different, I guess I should say, is I always feel like in Hades, if I can just go 5 or 10 rooms without screwing up, then I could be right back in it, almost no matter what our situation is. Which is really nice. I probably should be using our Festive Fog against guys like that. I do have a tendency to fixate on 1 or 2 buttons at a time, unfortunately. But yeah, the cast could have been real helpful there. Especially since those guys really don't have that much health.
Clear for now.
Hey, cool, a fountain.
To my health, although I'm full.
It does seem like we always get the fountains when we don't need them, right? Alright, I think we want the keys. I want to finish unlocking what's available in the mirror. Our third Death Defiance charge is so far off that I'm not even going to really worry about it right now. We'll get to it eventually. Look, I remembered the thing. And it's actually like a considerable amount of damage, too, in addition to the crowd control effect. And then another thing about it that is sometimes a little bit of a double-edged sword is that because it no longer sticks in enemies, it just kind of like hangs there and the crystal eventually comes back, which means that you get it back less frequently than you would if you were carefully shooting it into weak enemies. And then punching it back out of them. But you do get it back faster than if you're not careful with it under normal circumstances, and you know that that's really the camp that I'm in. Oh. Yeah, I stood in place for too much there. Got too into my animations. It should I really want the Daedalus hammer, but we can't be that far from the boss, and I should probably go buy health if we can, right? We have enough money. Yeah, alright. I think boon plus food is better than hammer. Oh, or hammer plus food, also better than hammer. I think that's what we're going to do.
Hi, Charon. I finally met Hermes, god of swiftness, travel, bringing souls of the departed to your boat. Calls you his professional associate. You and you've been working together for a while, haven't you?
You don't say.
You don't say. Why not?
You know, that joke's an antique, so... So, Quake Cutter would have us standing in place for even longer. I think probably Concentrated Knuckles real good here. It's a little surprising that we're seeing the same Daedalus hammer buffs so quickly. But I think Concentrated Knuckle would actually be really good for us.
Perfect fit.
Alright.
Who's it coming
66 health and 2 lives going into
hi.
this. Oh, hey, that's almost a different word. Good job.
How about no? No murder. No murder.
He tried. You know, what else can you do? I was hoping I could get behind where she started from. That attack, I still have trouble dodging the projectiles. Just gotta get like way out. Or I mean, in theory, I should be able to. Ow! Right. There's a third part to that. In theory, I should be able to just like punch them, but I'm not finding much luck with that. And the whip, and then we punch, then we run. Yeah, right. Like that should be doable. Ow. I was hoping I was out of the way.
Not again.
And I should be casting. I would assume that the stunning effect is not going to work, but oof, bad. But it's still damage. Yeah, I'm getting myself caught in animations too much. So it's one really big advantage of using the cast. Ow. Is that it doesn't lock me in place. We're gonna get a great big chunk of call damage here in a second. Ow. Damn it. I pushed her over the phase, unfortunately, so she got to avoid a bunch of it. I guess that's an important lesson for next time. Don't wait for the greater call on this one. Boy, this is going terribly, huh? Also, I feel like I'm dashing and it's just not happening when I press the button, but rather like a second later. It's probably
Anytime soon.
probably the old man delay between brain and hands there. Every single time, I feel like every single time I got hit during that fight, I had already thought, okay, now dash, and I had felt like I had pressed the button and it just had not happened yet.
Has failed me, has she?
No, not really. She actually did a wonderful job.
Which one?
Boy. If we just carry this, we'll probably max it out this run. Honestly, the Myrmidon Bracer might not be a bad idea. We are getting hit, but mostly from the front. Or we could just Spiked Collar now to upgrade this. You know what? This will give us a better chance of surviving a little bit longer at the moment, and this is another one that's important to have upgraded. I'm very displeased with my performance in that boss fight, though. The gloves really do have you plant your feet a lot. And as much as I like this aspect, it does definitely increase the length of time that you are standing still when you press Q. Oops. There we go. Actually finish him off. I don't know why I thought that was going to work. I'm trying to get used to throwing it so that I catch them on the inside edge of it when I pull them forward. Because that way we can try to maximize the number of other enemies we're hitting with it at the same time. I think that's probably a pretty good skill to develop for this build.
Destroyed as promised. Delicious.
Alright, 60 extra damage on that. I think I'm gonna upgrade the cast. Which apparently is zesty. I don't know if the cast is zesty or if it's the upgrade.
Transgressions are not tolerated.
Well, that's sort of what makes them transgressions, actually. Now, see, we're in kind of a weird position here where it's dangerous to do our special because it locks us in place, but at the same time, it deflects. So panic specialing is kind of an option.
I should not be the supervisor here.
Excellent.
Honestly, that didn't go that poorly. Alright, so walking around with at least 200 gold is probably a good idea because it could allow us to buy back one of our death defies, right? If we find a well of Karen that has a kiss of sticks in it. But also heart. But also heart is good. I think I'm going to take the coins because I think like one of the best things that could happen to us at this point is getting to buy back a life. And this will get us real close.
On to the next one.
And of course, there's no guarantee, even having chosen this option, that that will happen. But we gotta create the opportunity for us to get lucky, if we want to be able to get lucky. Ah, overdashed a little bit there. Ow. Yeah, it's very difficult to, unfortunately, very difficult to deflect things with the special because it's so slow. Like it doesn't start deflecting until you're actually in the punch animation. So you have to do it way ahead of time. Well, that sucked. That was a huge amount of damage. I'm taking tons and tons of damage. It's just not a very safe fighting style. So do we want to speed up the special maybe? We could go to Hermes for an attempt to speed up the special. Or we could just go this way. I think most of the buffs that Hermes would give us are not amazing. Honestly, speed up our attack would also be good. Yeah, maybe this is speed buff time. Maybe this is exactly the solution to the problem I'm having. Also, I just want to take this moment, because I was just thinking about it, to note that, man, this game's very fun. Ow, right, armor. Boy, those guys just comboed the entire hell out of you if you try to engage them in melee while they are still armored. I needed to dash away. I needed to be more respectful of the enemy.
Well,
dash away, let him combo himself out, and then jump in. Still not used to fighting those guys. They did not exist in the previous build.
Ooh, wow, you made it all the way to Asphodel that time. That's pretty neat. Still died and everything, but not as quickly as you used to, so that's progress, right?
So it sort of feels like the opposite of progress, if I'm being honest.
I guess so.
You're getting somewhere with that codex, lad. I'm pleased to see it. My duties to the house have meant that lately I can't travel quite as much as once I did.
I'll try to travel for the both of us, Achilles. I've seen so little other than these walls.
You are not to aid him in these matters, Nyx. His foolishness is to be scorned and reprimanded, not indulged. Do we have an understanding?
We have an understanding, Hades, yes. He is your own son, after all, and therefore your responsibility. I, in turn, have my commitments to this realm and to this house. You have aided me in them, so I remain, as ever, in your debt.
It is not necessary to remind me. Surely all those who once defied my brothers and myself would much prefer a post within my house over eternity within the lowest depths of Tartarus. Not that the darkness there would trouble you.
I hate it when they fight.
I'm not knowledgeable enough about myth to know exactly what it is they're talking about there. So we could update the codex with a handy list of boons. It feels like this is not a great use for our gems when we could save them up for things that will actually help in the runs, so probably we'll just hold off on that.
Orpheus, forgive my bluntness here, but I have to ask, why won't you sing? You were a legend, mate. Our court musician.
Why, it's that I've lost my muse, my friend. It isn't harder to explain than that. Have you not had such moments in your life where you had lost the will to chase your passions?
Whew.
I suppose I have, yeah. But recently I found my drive again. And that's why I have to get out of here.
And I am truly happy for you, friend. Alas, I've had no luck in my own search. Not that I'm searching any longer, so I'll just be over here, okay?
Orpheus striking a little close to home for me there.
Hey, I know you.
Cause of death, witchcraft? What? I'm reacting like, oh, hold on, witchcraft's real, while playing as a god using explicitly supernatural powers to fight my way through the underworld.
Got anything good?
I don't know why I even looked. What would we possibly want to do at this point? Actually, you know what? Maybe. Right? Maybe. No, we're trying to save gemstones for stuff. We have some nectar. What I would really like is to give this to some of the characters that we don't encounter all that much out in the world. Like if we could find a Chaos Gate or a Eurydice, something like that. So I think let's cap this off. And then Boiling Blood is actually pretty good, especially on bosses, right? Where you tend to get your stuff, your bloodstones stuck in them for some time. Obviously, not too good with the Festive Fog. But in general, I think, pretty strong. Alright, that was the warm-up run. Here's the thing about that is, that was the warm-up run. What has the darkness now? Okay.
Let me give you a piece of advice, boyo. You run across a guy like me out there, you just give him a good stab right in the back without a second thought before he sends you crying back to Papa.
I'll keep that in mind, mate.
I don't... Hey, Skelly. I'm not crying.
My shield.
Just got something in my eye. It's just raining, directly on my face. Alright, shield aspect. Let's get a cool shield aspect.
You're as old as time.
So, after your bull rush, your next special throws multiple shields. Or your special becomes the Blitz Disc. Oh, the Blitz Disc thing is pretty cool. That said, if we buy another 2-blood aspect, we're not going to have enough to unlock aspects on all of our weapons. And this just boosts +3 attack and death strike damage. That's not really very impressive. 3 points of damage doesn't feel like a lot. I don't really remember the aspect of chaos. I remember using this. So the shield just goes out and just keeps spinning wherever you left it, and then you have to press the button again and it recalls to you. And it moves pretty slowly, both in and out, so that it, has time to, razor through enemies. I really don't remember aspect of chaos. Let's take this one.
Grant me the aspect of chaos.
Okay, I do remember that appearance. That's a hard thing to forget. So, of course, we got our bash, we got our standard bull rush. Got the normal throw. Bull rush, then Q. Okay, so it throws one extra shield that it looks like maybe doesn't bounce at all. It just dissipates when it hits something. I'm going to level with you. This one doesn't seem that good. It's just like you have to charge up the bull rush to use it. That really limits its effectiveness, I think. I mean, then again, the bull rush is pretty safe to sit in. Oh, we never cleared Asphodel with the shield. Okay. There's some progress to be made here. This is going to be the last run. That was the warm-up. This is going to be the run.
See that, Aegis? Should put some
not a bad start.
This shield.
So, special deals bonus damage when you catch it. None of these are bad. I was kind of hoping for something that would synergize with our deal a little bit better. Explosive return seems okay, though. Attack hits twice but does not knock foes away. I think that both the top and the bottom ones are interesting, at the very least. Let's take this. If we're trying to incentivize ourselves to throw the shield, let's get a little bit of extra value out of the shield throw.
Crushed.
Okay, the good news is the area of that explosion looks like it's quite large. Oh, I did it again with the... Sorry, hold on. I wish when I hit give up it would just put me back in the house instead of taking us back to the menu. I really should swap the keepsake. We're so close to leveling this one up. I'm just very forgetful.
What are the limits of your power?
Give me this.
Let me give you a piece of advice, boy.
Okay, I was curious if it was going to be different dialogue. He's meting out his tips one at a time. I wonder how many he has. You might have noticed by now, the characters in this game have a lot of dialogue.
See that, Aegis? Should put some extra punch into this shield. Need all the firepower I can get.
Oh, it's interesting that the room is slightly different. I figured it seemed to be loading the runs off a seed, right? Because the initial thing was the same. So hold on a second. Let's test this a little bit. How about from here? Doesn't hit them from here. It does hit them from there, though. So yeah, it's quite a large area, actually. So if we have the time to react to it, what we should be doing is throwing the shield and then dashing toward enemies. What do I think is going to be more interesting with our build? So obviously Dionysus is all about that stacking hangover thing, and then he's also got the festive fog and some other stuff. If I had bothered to buy our codex upgrade, I suppose we could just look at what his boons are. Versus Poseidon with his knockbacks. Let's go Poseidon. If we get knockback on attack, that incentivizes us to throw the shield at enemies more. I really like the explosions, though. Also, ow, dashing directly across the trap panel, maybe not always the best idea. That time, at least, I saw myself doing it.
How fares your feud against my crusty elder brother lately? Good? Big Hades, he is disagreeable with all of us, not just with you. So don't you take it personal and stick with me.
I assume he either does not like it or really likes it when you call him Big Hades. Do we want Floodshot or do we want knockback on our normal attack? This will give us extra pushback on the Bull Rush. And then, we throw the shield and... Yeah, that might be good.
Let's make some waves, right, Uncle?
And this will give us a very pushy sort of build. I'm actually not sure which of these long-term resources I want more. Let's go this way, I suppose. That's pretty cool. I mean, this is not like a viable solution all of the time, because obviously you spend a lot of time sitting still charging that up, but I do think that it has some things going for it as a strategy. In particular, it should scale very well into larger numbers of enemies. Should really be able to bash a bunch of dudes together.
Let me have it.
What's Chaos even going to do with this stuff? I mean, I guess, what does anybody do with this stuff?
Master Chaos, everyone makes offerings to my relatives upon Olympus. I wish to make an offering to you. Thank you for everything.
How cruel of you to make attempts to tempt me with material things. You then, please in turn allow me this attempt at reciprocity.
Master Chaos, thank you.
Sure, a Fabergé egg. That's a fair trade.
acquainted some Hades, I shall make myself quite clear in one respect. I fear I have a lack of patience for discussion. When visiting, please merely listen and accept my mark, and then depart. Respond only when necessary, or when prompted. Yes.
Is that now?
Merely listen, so it's just like when I get those messages from the Olympians. Wait, you did just prompt me, Master Chaos, didn't you? Or should I have remained silent just now?
I cannot offer you advice, but you were prompted, yes. You may speak freely, then or any time, despite my wishes that you not do so. Absolute silence is my general preference. It may not be yours.
I don't know that I got anything out of that conversation. Alright, we don't actually know if our cast is going to be particularly valuable to us. So it's hard to know, like, if Bloodstone or a cast damage buff are going to be meaningful. Your life total is reduced by 39. That's not going to leave us... Is that going to put us down to 1 current life, I wonder? I think maybe we'll take Pauper's Eclipse. The downsides on both of these are really harsh, and I don't even know if they'll be valuable. But, you know, resources.
It shall be done.
Just no money for 3 rooms. It's a shame the extra Chaos Shield doesn't come back and trigger the explosion a second time. That would be a nice bit of synergy. I mean, I'll say this build has some burst damage. We can really, really get in on some people. I don't even know... I don't even know how many enemies we're killing with some of these dash combos.
Good enough to eat.
I feel like we're seeing pomegranates a lot the last couple of episodes.
Guess I get a break.
Oh. This is actually a lovely time for a fountain.
That's a relief.
Okay, shop versus boon. Well, that's not much of a decision.
Let's go, Doomstone.
Yeah, unfortunately, the knockback is kind of working against me here. Also, sadly, the shield being up in bull rush position does not protect me from these lasers. It looks like during the bull rush, I don't actually take damage from them, though. Ow. Damn it. Yeah, this thing getting moved around by our attack is actually totally killing me. We're going to use our cast a little bit, just because it's damage that doesn't have knockback associated with it. There we go. Okay, we got him in the corner at least. Yeah, the fact that he was mostly bouncing off of the walls instead of getting forced back into them really hurt, because it meant like lasers were getting raked across us in a way that we really did not have any control over.
Alright, no need to keep on toying with your prey. Here comes one of my finest blessings now.
We are using Dash Strike quite a lot. That said, pressure points is always good. Ooh, deadly. These are all actually quite compelling. I'm gonna take pressure points, I think. Our damage is kind of split evenly between attack and special with the way we're playing, so I think this might be a good idea.
Come on, then.
Also, yeah, like really frustrated with the fact that I took 40 damage on that boss fight. Obviously, still not very good at that one. Oh, right, there's no benefit to fighting. I can't gain gold right now. This will be the last chamber for that, though. Fortunately, they gave us a nice big room.
Moments.
So this one's actually very easy.
No more of this buffoonery.
That's that.
Yeah, right? I mean, like, I want the yarn as well, but...
Gimme.
And then cast damage up, probably not worthwhile. Okay. Well, this way, at least if we die, we'll come back to life with slightly more health. That didn't work. It threw the shield in the direction I was facing rather than the direction I was trying to point. Yeah, I actually really like Explosive Return. I was not sure how useful it was going to be in practice, but turns out to be pretty great. I'm pretty sure that this did exist in the builds of the game we played before, and I think I just never took it. Oh, that's interesting. Here's the thing, I'm at 7 health. But like, what if boons, though? Let's just let's just take a moment to consider this. I do sorta, yeah, I think we're gonna go for it. Just don't screw up. What if you just didn't get hit? How about that?
Looks like I've got a choice to make.
Okay, so we know that Poseidon's boon, or Poseidon's wrath, is just waves coming in from the edge of the level. Those are probably a little bit more avoidable than the arrows raining from the sky, so I think we're gonna lead Artemis here.
I'm grateful.
I'm a little bit bummed out, though, about this selection. I don't think I want to replace Poseidon's attack buff. I like Poseidon's attack buff, so... Yeah, I don't actually... neither one of these is great.
If what you have just done is tantamount to spitting in my face, let me remind you then, the ocean can spit back.
Okay, but also, would the ocean even notice if I spit in its face? You know, it's not really much of a change in circumstance for it.
Here comes his wrath.
Okay, come on, just quickly burn through these guys. Ah, damn it. Well, that was the thing I was trying to avoid. Yeah, wow. The Poseidon buff, or the Poseidon wrath thing, isn't really all that dangerous, but this group of enemies sure sucks.
You weathered the storm there, little Hades, and the sea is once again at peace. And you'll make every attempt to keep it that way, correct?
So I didn't want to try to charge the bull rush too much there because obviously literally every time we stand still for a second to do the bull rush, we're going to get hit by a wave, right? That's obviously how that's going to go. So I was like, well, we'll just dash attack a lot and try to push them into each other and into the walls. But every single time I stopped dashing, we immediately got hit. There was no way to use the dash to evade anything, because if I used the dash to evade one attack, I would simply get hit immediately when the dash ended by a different enemy. So that sucked. That was real bad. I like the rupture. I'm gonna take Razor Shoals. We are doing a lot of knockback. We are getting benefit from this. As much as I like the keys, we do have this Chaos boon to boost our gemstones right now, and this will be a fair number of gemstones to get a boost off of.
More outs.
I'm so done with this enemy.
Ready, Aegis? this.
It's definitely worth making sure we're getting the razor shoals on them. Also trying really hard not to get myself trapped. The one downside of the knockback is that I'm, as you can probably tell, I'm pretty used to using the bull rush to charge through people. And with it having knockback, what I'm doing instead is just they're riding the wave right in front of me and then getting to attack us again the instant the thing ends. Well, I mean,
Whatever, let's try it.
At this point we're basically just accumulating gemstones on this run, right?
Come back.
And we caused some explosions in this build.
Why do I pay these wretches?
Good enough.
Okay, our only option is the shop, which means that's probably the penultimate chamber, is my guess. And that's bad news for us.
Charon's shop. I'll take it.
You right there, Karen? Sounds like maybe he has a sore throat.
Which sister this time?
Well, this is gonna be bad.
Can't get rid of me, Meg.
We're not getting to Asphodel, or to the end of Asphodel here.
For all we've been through, never once have I wanted you to meet my sisters.
Can't imagine why not. We had a lovely time getting to know each other. We laughed, we cried. My only regret was that you couldn't be there yourself.
You don't know what you're saying. There's a reason that they're not permitted in the house. Oh, come on. One of us is going back there now.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't want Tisiphone in the house. She's a laugh riot. You can see the shield. The shield wanted to hit her. It couldn't quite find a way to make that work, but it had the thought at least. See, the fact that she's immune to knockback makes the charge strategy way more viable because I do go through her. Ah, that's a bad time to charge in. I do appreciate, though, that once you get the mark going, it's really easy to continue having something marked. You crit one guy to cause the mark, and then you crit that guy because he's got a really high crit chance, and then it pushes the mark onto someone else. Frequently is the answer to that question. Frequently is how I dare. I don't know about that one. I think I was outside that. What a time to go impervious. Ah. Shouldn't have thrown the shield. I dashed through and then I threw the shield because I was like, well, while we're on the other side of her, we'll pick up one of the enemies out there. Just like kill something, but it meant that I couldn't start my bull rush again to get tough. Oof. Not a good episode for me.
Ha! Megra the Fury got you again. She is unstoppable, isn't she? One time, I tried to stop her on the way to have a chat with your dad, and she didn't even turn her head.
Poor Hypnos.
My condolences.
Here you go, boy. Triple order, just the way you like it.
I guess that would be the way he likes it.
You don't let anybody in or out of this place, do you, boy?
How are you finding my old trusty spear, then? Hmm? Or perhaps you have a preference for my brothers and my sisters' former arms? Kept under lock and key, and yet they're now in your possession, it would seem.
Well, there's an awful lot of keys out there, it turns out.
The weapons in the courtyard. Of course you know about them by now. I stole them. Why not just take them from me? I'd be stuck.
The thought has long since crossed my mind. However, I'm not fool enough to tamper with those cursed things. They go where they please. They cannot be contained. Like you. Now why don't you go entertain each other more?
Sounds good.
Also, given the way I'm playing, Hades doesn't really have to do anything. I'm never going to get out of here.
He's off duty.
Alright, you know what? I know we're 50 minutes into the episode. We're doing one more run because, first of all, the game's very fun and I'm just having a good time. And secondly, I need to reclaim a little something here. What am I doing? I know we don't have enough gemstones yet. We did get quite a lot on that run, though. It was good in that way, at least.
Anything I can do to help you find your muse, mate?
I fear my muse is long since lost to me, my friend. Though truly, thanks for asking. I suppose she must be out there somewhere still, since I once traveled across this land in search of her, and found her then. But that was quite a while back.
Wait, you found her? What happened?
Well, this was back when I was still alive, you understand. Your father, why, he doesn't care for anyone to leave this realm, and basically now I'm stuck here as well. Not seen her since, and I'm not much for travel anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for letting me know. Hope you get to see her again someday.
I appreciate the sentiment, my friend. Though please don't worry about her or me. I mean, we're dead. We're fine.
Yeah, this is a perfectly normal and fine state to be in. I mean, I guess things aren't getting any worse for him.
Can you tell me something more of Chaos, Nyx? I have a lot of questions.
My place is not to speak too openly of chaos, child. It is their own prerogative to tell you of themselves. I can say they are the eldest force within this world. Before them, there was nothing.
Then where did... Never mind.
Yeah, it does create some temporality questions.
What are these shades up to now?
Alright, I think we're probably... Yeah, let's just get back out there. We'll take whatever weapon has the thirst, and this time I'll reclaim a little bit of my honor here. Do we don't have enough for the next Boiling Blood upgrade, do we? No. Alright, I'm remembering to... Never mind. I was about to say I'm remembering to change my keepsake, but we didn't actually make enough distance for that to even be a thing we have to do.
You be careful with that one, boyo.
Alright, I'm gonna do a better job with this.
Skelly, how do you know all this stuff, by the way? I mean, no offense, but you're a skeleton who just stands around. Yet you have this wealth of knowledge of the underworld.
Hey, I know people, pal. We'll just have to leave it at that. Now let's see you break some of these bones, huh?
If I must.
The thing is, I mustn't.
What could go wrong?
Okay. Alright, so the thing about those last two runs is those were the warm-up runs. This is the real... You already know how long this run is going to be, and I don't, so this might be dramatic irony. But this is going to be the real thing.
Alright, Zagreus. Catch your breath, decide, and then what say we get you out of hell, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds alright. We do dash strike a lot with every weapon. Maybe I should dash strike less with some weapons, actually. Let's just take Deadly Strike here. Because, right, we're gonna, after we hit people with the magnetic cutter, we're going to tend to run in and punch them. And it's kind of an unexciting boon, but maybe we'll end up replacing with something, or who knows. Stupid short arms. It'll be good for just, like, standing in and punching against a boss. Although maybe that's not a thing that's... Maybe the lesson I should be learning from last time is that that's not a thing that's really safe to do. Okay, I wouldn't mind a little hangover here.
What is it now?
Damn it. Okay. A single cast is enough to kill those guys. That's... I'm not even 100% sure what hit me there. I was looking at my enemies and not myself, which is maybe not a very good plan.
Hello there, Dionysus.
Hey, cannot believe that little Artemis is hanging out with you. She doesn't hang with anybody, man. But I digress. Take this.
Okay, special inflicts hangover is not really what I was looking for. I was hoping we'd be able to just overwrite our attack boon. But you know what? It's nice to have a call. Especially an AoE damage call with this weapon. Look at me remembering all my buttons. Let's maybe just stay away from that. How much health do you guys have? About 100 it looks like. Interesting, the magnetic cutter totally hits through walls.
Dark thirst.
That is actually super useful, because as you can probably tell, it can be real frustrating when flying enemies use cover, because we really don't have a lot of stuff that works through walls. I should definitely not be trying the magnetic cutter with this number of enemies around. That is how I get bit. Ah, how dare you?
Vast riches.
Yeah, man. Armored louts just every single time, apparently. I hate them so much.
Charon must be nearby.
Alright, good talk. I guess let's take a new boon and then we'll take the pomegranate.
You're quite done with shopping, Zagreus? What say we cut straight to the chase from here?
All damage can be critical. I mean, pressure points is real good. Hunter Dash is also very solid, although we're not going to be dash striking quite as much, I guess, with this loadout because we have a way of getting enemies over to us. I'm gonna take boring but effective pressure points.
The power of
and then we're gonna upgrade it, I guess. I wonder how does Hangover actually work? Does each stack of Hangover maintain its own damage value? I guess it must, right? Because I think each of the things that causes Hangover has a different Hangover damage. Yeah, interesting. I'm just going to take 1% more crit, I think.
Should help keep me going.
I don't know that any of those other options were particularly compelling.
Uh-oh.
You know, the gloves are still unparalleled in their ability to just stand still and punch the living shit out of a boss. Ooh, okay. I actually managed to make it out of there. I'm very proud of myself. I do not always react quickly enough for that.
That's what you get.
Alright, we finally maxed out the coin purse.
Little godling, you must know that the heart has infinite capacity for empathy, and I so feel for you there that I have mustered for you some of the most beautiful of blessings I can offer.
So I don't necessarily think that this is a good cast for us. We're already plenty good at dealing with enemies that are close enough for this. Plus 105% special damage feels pretty good though, right?
Let's break some hearts.
Yeah, that was fairly effective. I do wish the punches were just like a little bit longer.
Next.
Alright, Zagreus, don't get overconfident on my behalf now. You're gonna make both of us look like fools.
Cheers.
Pomegranate versus more money. Well, hold on. What is this? Is this also money? Okay. I think we probably take this and then the gold. And then we're ready for the next shop.
Stop him, wretches.
Come and get it.
Okay, well, at least the louts aren't armored. Oh. Not only was the dash just, like, not quite deep enough, but of course they attacked slightly staggered. The first two went first and the second one, or the third one waited.
That's better.
If they'd all attacked at the same time, our dash would have been totally sufficient.
Mine now.
Alright, so this will get us to 200. That's not too bad. I will definitely shop on 200. Oh, that's not what I meant. There we go.
Who dies next?
Apparently I'm not hitting him in the back here, despite the fact that we were definitely below him, and he was facing upward, but I was facing downward while attacking, so who knows what the game considered our positions to be there. Okay, that's not great. I'm just gonna stand over here and throw some casts out real quick. Oh, apparently there's something down here that my ammo feels is more important to shoot at, despite the fact that it is nothing. Here's the problem with using ammunition that has a mind of its own. That means that it can be wrong about stuff. I was trying to execute the pull onto the spike traps. Darkness versus gemstones, I think is gemstones, but I'm not... This is not the choice I want to be making right now.
You cannot escape.
Oh, this is not a good room for this.
Found me, huh?
Yeah, a tiny room that you can't run loops in is, like, very, very bad for this. The good news is all of these enemies are quite slow-moving. And apparently none too bright. I mean, this works for me. Alright, we have to go to the opposite corner now.
Back to the lowest depths with them.
Earning my keep.
I decided that the small amount of money we would make from fighting was probably not worth all of the death we would suffer. Well... I mean... We must, right? I think we must. Who's gonna be worse here?
Oh, we are going to have a feast tonight.
Probably we're premium vintage. I think we need the health really badly. And Tribby Shot is good for us. I think Drunken Dash is certainly not. I'm gonna take this. I think we need the health.
And here I was beginning to think that we had something special going, no? Look here, little godling. Let me save you lots of future suffering. I happen to be the jealous type.
Forgive me.
You know, at least she's self-aware.
Time to win her over.
Standard godly courting strategy. Every woman loves a murderer. This really is a crummy group of enemies, though. Ow, I got hearted. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. Just hearts are shooting out of the walls. God, there are so many of the damn pots. It's really, like... All I really want to do is kill them, but I can't stand still long enough to do it because also there's 10,000 other enemies. Alright, help me out here a little bit, Dionysus. I'm doing this for you, buddy. Ugh, I hate the enemies bravely hurling themselves in front of their low-health comrades when I cast. No heart. Oh god, it's just hunting me. It's just hunting me around. God. That was a pretty good trap. How are there more enemies spawning? This is enough. This is enough enemies. I was trying to use the trap against him. Okay, one more down. Ooh, that could have gone a lot worse.
Oh, how I hate to fight with you like this. Let's forgive each other and forget. Go back to how things used to be.
Yeah, sure, I'll forgive you for attempting to murder me, and you forgive me for... something? I don't know what. Passion Dash is probably okay for us.
Heartbreak time.
Well, we still have all of our death denies. Death defy? Death deny? Whatever. We still have all of our extra lives. We also have just an infinite supply of armored enemies. It's all armored enemies as far as the eye can see. Good news is, it looks like I can use this to pull them like this. They can't actually reach us across this thing, but my uppercut has enough range that it hits them. So hooray! Actually, they might be able to hit us across that. Let's not test it. Although, it seems like if I get them while they're facing away, they just continue facing away. Oh gosh, there's a lot of crystals. How are there so many crystals? I really like the fact that if you catch them from behind, you get to do the whole thing, ow, from behind and get the backstab bonus on it. And apparently they can, in fact, reach across that. Just the early enemies weren't doing it for whatever reason. Well, we certainly have enough money to take advantage of a shop here. Alright, come on.
Charon's shop.
Food. Oh man, this is lovely. We might skip the boon. Listen, boons are important and everything, but I might just buy heart and food. I think I'm going to do that.
I'll pay for that.
Okay, this is not so bad as far as a pile of health to go into the boss fight. Please be Meg.
Oh well.
Damn it. She's really showing off today.
I was really hoping we could change the subject. Please?
I see we've regressed. Okay, just try not to stand still too much. Then the whip, and then we go in for one. It does, however, definitely help that she's going to be weakened the entire fight. Oh, she didn't dash in the direction I was expecting. I guess because she chose a direction that was going to be impossible for her to follow up in.
Not good.
Also, we're definitely getting some good use out of... Ow, why did I do that? Getting some good use out of our pressure points here. Oh, apparently those pillars are decorative and they do not block her fire. This is going a lot better. A lot better. I just stood in that one. That was an executive decision there. I was like, well, we could dash out of it and lose our opportunity here, or I could just take 8 damage and definitely kill her. I think I'm pretty happy with what I decided. And this is a really good position to be moving up into Asphodel in.
Do bathe yourself in magma when you get to Asphodel.
Asphodel.
Alright, yeah, I really, really like where we are here.
Here then.
And you know what? This isn't that expensive, and it's actually really great for us. I'll go ahead and take this. You know, I suppose we could have looked at the pool, realized that the Asphodel items were, or realized that the limited time items were actually good for us there, and then used the bow and hourglass. That might have been a good idea. +4 encounter duration on the Eye of Lamia is probably a lot of extra health. So what does this do? Enter Chaos Gates without losing health. Blessings from Chaos are more likely to be rare, but it doesn't actually seem to force a Chaos Gate the way a lot of the other boon-affecting keepsakes do. So it's hard to know if you'll actually get any benefit from it. I think maybe we go Old Spiked Collar now, just to start leveling this up. Or the Myrmidon Bracer. You know what? We kind of end up in stand and fight mode with this thing a lot because of how long the animations on our attacks are. Let's try it. This might actually be better for our long-term survival than the collar is. Of course, it only works if I get hit in the front.
The Bone Hydra awaits.
Gross, Agrius. You know he opens every date with that line. And it still probably works some of the time, because like, he's pretty hot. People are willing to overlook a lot. Hit this while I'm thinking about it. We are definitely going to get crushed. I'm so nervous about this. Wish the damn thing would just come down. There it is. Okay. That could have gone a lot worse. I was trying to move to behind it so that we could get the backstab damage, and of course I managed to dash just far enough to not be able to hit it at all.
What do we have here?
Alright, we have what I would describe as a very pleasant amount of max HP. Oh, Visit to Eurydice versus Daedalus Hammer is a tough one. Do we want to do a Trove Trial in this room? I guess there's not a lot of space for enemies to run away from us. Alright.
My coffers are not yours for pillaging.
Plus, it's more opportunity for stuff to drop Eye of Lamia food, right? Oh, right, we don't have reflective special this time. I forgot that was the other run. But I feel like we're getting hit by a significant amount of projectiles that are just coming in right through my punches. Stop running away.
Why do I bother?
And my keep.
Yeah, that sucked. Alright. I think this is legitimately quite difficult. Because, like, we know there are some real good Daedalus Hammer options, and also there's a bunch of Daedalus Hammer options we've not seen before, and I would like to see them. But also, I want to give nectar to Eurydice. I'm gonna do. Let's do Eurydice. We'll have opportunities for hammers. I hope.
Eurydice.
Hey, you.
From within a humble residence in Asphodel reverberates the golden-sounding voice of Lorn Eurydice, who once attempted to escape the underworld and failed utterly, much like Prince Zagreus.
Well, see, this is one of the few mythological stories I do know, and I don't think it was quite like Prince Zagreus.
You watch yourself, old man. Eurydice, thank you for making me feel welcome in your pleasant home. Can't say the same for most places I've been lately. I have a small gift I wanted you to have.
Oh, that's awful sweet of you, Your Royal Majesty. Bringing me fresh ingredients like this. Know what? Here's something for you too. Help keep you safe out there.
Thanks so much.
The music is definitely one of my favorite parts of any Supergiant game, and this song is so beautiful.
Say, tell me something there, Your Royal Majesty. You know a lot of shades. You wouldn't happen to know an Orpheus, would you? Spindly little thing, whiny voice. Heard he's officially serving in your court, making music.
Of course I know Orpheus. We're mates. Wait, why do you ask?
You're mates, huh? Just as long as you don't count on him for anything. Hasn't even mentioned me, has he? Well, if he ever does, you tell him I am doing great. I'm great.
You sound great, and that's definitely a thing that people who are great would say, so... I think we're going to take the Ambrosia Delight here. Up to 4 random boons gain 1 level, or... Well... I am choosing to invest in our future. I believe that we're going to do a good job out here, and that makes refreshing nectar the better play.
I knew it.
A statement of intent. Also, hooray, more centaur hearts. Delicious centaur hearts. Wow, that was pretty good damage. Damn it.
Good.
I suppose things were going a little bit too cleanly for us. They had to bring in the lava.
And don't come back.
Obviously, the flying skull's less concerned about the lava than we are. Ah, damn it. Okay, so apparently I'm just not allowed to stand down here for the moment. Whew, okay. You know, Ares would be a good cast boon for us.
The Barge of Death is always here for me.
Also, there are definitely some stuff I would be willing to overwrite. Like if we were to get Ares' dash boon. Well, I guess his creates the thing at the start of your dash, though, doesn't it? Which is definitely not quite ideal. I thought he was starting to do that panic and scatter bombs everywhere animation. Unfortunately, the beginning of his just I'm getting hit stunned animation looks a lot like the beginning of the panic animation. Alright. So far, this is a pretty calm Barge of Death. Although, as soon as I say that, we get these guys. Alright. Now the fun can begin. well, okay. I think I caught a bomb across the face on that one. Alright, one down. Please stand in the lava. I think I'm feeling the Myrmidon Bracer already. It seems quite significant. Alright, maybe we should start giving nectar to the boon gods. I'm trying to think of how many characters we know that we haven't given any to. And obviously, I value the boon god keepsakes a little bit lower than a lot of the others, but I think we can do this.
Lord Ares, please accept this offering for giving me such strength as necessary to succeed.
You are a flatterer, my death-inflicting kin. And I am feeling generous as well, so here, a small token for you of my affection.
You have my thanks, Lord Ares.
Cool, great, a bunch of blood. I don't even know whose blood this is.
Well, if it isn't Malphon, the twin fists, bound to your very capable hands. So many weapons are so indirect, I think. With Malphon, you are about as close to the destruction as can be.
Okay, you know, Curse of Vengeance is not bad. I think I do like Slicing Shot. I know this is sort of a close-range cast boon, and I was saying that we don't really need a close-range one, but this does continue on for a fair distance, and it'll give us some much-needed area damage.
Onward.
Ooh. Chaos could be risky at this point, because I think we're pretty close to the end, right? I'm pretty sure it's a set number of chambers, so I could just keep track and know how close we are, but I obviously am not doing that. Oh, poor sportsmanship. Buddy, just wait until I finally get over there and then throw bombs at me. When you think about it, really, everything about these guys is poor sportsmanship. Yeah, I really do like this aspect of the fists. Okay, Blue Skeleton, I am having respect for you, although he is a, oh, it bounced. There we go. Yeah, he is the non-elite version of the Blue Skeleton, so I suppose I probably could have just run in there and had at him. So I forgot that those bounce off walls in that way. As you can see there, it is a thing that you can use to your advantage. It's also pretty good for holding enemies in place with a bunch of hits.
Nice.
We should probably take the Chaos Boon, right? Yeah, versus Keys in Darkness. Alright. Perhaps a little risky, because we're going to come out of this with not a lot of HP.
I'm back here.
I understand that Zeus and all his kin on Mount Olympus think that you are born of Hades and the goddess Nyx. I was amused to learn of this deception. Nyx has mothered many of the underworld's own, so why not you?
She isn't my birth mother, no, but she is like a mother to me. Do you know her?
Oh, I know the goddess Nyx quite well, of course. Though it has been a while since we last communicated, and I feared, but I was not the charitable sort back then. It is my hope that Nyx is faring well.
Boy, that's a curious thing, huh? I think Enshrouded Soul is probably fine, and it's got a really good reward. Yeah, let's take it.
I see no reason not to make it so.
Boy, which... this one. Arbitrarily, I have decided this one. Okay, that was a pretty good pull. We are going to have so much max HP. Alright. Let's go fight this Hydra. This was a pretty good time to take this this chaos penalty.
Bone Hydra, you look different.
Oh, interesting. Which one was the pink one? Is the pink one the wave caster? Yes, it is. Okay. The Myrmidon Bracer is definitely helping because I am absolutely getting caught in animations and getting hit in the face a bunch, and it has saved us a lot of damage already. Ow.
I do not appreciate that.
Oop, that's bad. Okay. I think the dash canceled the damage. Yeah, this is definitely scarier than the normal form of the Hydra. No two ways about that. Ah, damn it. Thought we were going to get out of the way there. So this definitely feels like a greater call sort of situation. That feels pretty good, right? I think we're getting pretty good play out of our cast boon here. Should probably go get my bloodstone. Although this is another one where the casts don't get stuck in the enemies, so we're not getting any benefit out of our boiling blood. A lot of projectile shooting heads on this one. Alright. Dionysus, get in here and help me out a little bit, would you? Yeah, Jesus, that greater call was a lot of damage. I'm leery of using the cast on these guys because I don't want the bloodstones to end up in the lava. Yeah, the main Hydra head has a nice wall behind it for our stuff to bounce off of. Ah, too slow, too slow. Ah. I think I might have caused myself to get hit an extra time there by dashing out and then back in. Ooh. Dionysus' call was very good there.
Any more heads you'd like chopped off? No?
Ooh. I'll say this. Defeating bosses that we've already gotten the heat rewards from is a really good way to farm darkness. I think I'm keeping the bracer. Sure. And then cast damage up. You know, for the price of this, absolutely. I'm gonna not spend 60 on that, though. It's a lot of damage, though, huh?
That's it for Asphodel.
Okay. I think we've got a real chance here. This is going a lot better than the last one. I do wish that I'd gotten through the Hydra fight without spending a life, but that was a tough version of the Hydra fight, particularly for our very plant your feet type weapon. Oh, and our Chaos Boon already ended. Interesting. So we could go Dionysus in the hopes of pulling the Hangover on attack buff. But at some point we're going to need to shop here, right? I really do want to overwrite our crit on attack with the other thing. Oh. Hit stuns ain't what they used to be, apparently. Gotta remember to actually use my cast more often. I have a really bad habit of forgetting about... Or, call, rather. Really bad habit of forgetting about the call outside of boss fights. And ours is actually really good. Ugh, that's bad. Okay, I did in fact manage to obliterate all of the enemy cast there by just punching it to death. You know, if I had gone for an attack in that situation, it would not have worked. Because stuff doesn't usually clip through walls and cover that way. Just saying. Speed buff for our attacks versus what? What are we going to get from Artemis at this point? It's possible we could pull a duo boon. That would be pretty cool. But our special going off faster would also be really lovely. I'm gonna go this way. The thing is, we still have the increased rarity from the Eurydice buff, and I would really like to make use of that. And duo boons only have one rarity, so if we were to pull a duo boon while we still had that on, it would still spend the charge of it, but it wouldn't actually give us any benefit. So we'll just hope to get duo boons later. Pretty pleased with the way that went. Oh my god, die. Why do you guys have so much health? You can definitely feel the fact that all of our damage buffing boons are of the lowest quality. I pulled them too far. I really want to get them into the line of the trap there, but it's tough to pull them just far enough. Ow. Damn it. It is nice that the magnetic cutter applies the debuff to shield enemies, even if we hit them in the shield with it. Also, I should be aggressively calling on shield guys.
Do you ever get the feeling life's moving all too quickly for you, boss? Well, Dionysus doesn't, as you're probably aware. Throws quite a feast, though.
That's a bummer. We didn't get access to... I would have been overjoyed to have either attack is faster or special is faster. Flurry cast might be good, actually. Or just God Gauge every second. It's a little late in the run for side hustle, I think. Let's try this. I've never done this before, I don't think. And I think given that we have such a good call, that could be pretty good. Sure. Given that we have such a good call, that could be pretty good for us. Alright, Centaur Heart. I mean, when we come back from this, we get 50% of our max HP, right? We're gonna get considerably more than one full life worth of bonus health here.
Split us.
Ow. Boy, I ran directly forward into that too, huh? I like the fact that the Myrmidon Bracer flashes a little visual every time it saves you a little bit of damage. It makes it really a lot easier to tell when it's helping. Yep, our call is amazing. You can probably tell I'm panicking a little bit with the amount of enemy bullets that are flying around. But honestly, that went pretty calmly. Went by pretty smoothly. Oh, we got to do a Trove Trial. For 75 health, I will probably not die doing it. Probably.
Yeah, might as well.
Interloper.
And as long as this doesn't kill us, it's... Oh god. Oh, the hubris. Oh, my hubris. I very much hate the chariots. The chariots are definitely going to be receiving some call.
Not yet.
Oh, I don't have another charge of it.
I expected more from the Exalted.
There. Thank you.
Not bad. We didn't take any damage at all on that. Okay, well, we don't quite have the money to take advantage of that shop, although...
Hello, coin.
I still think we probably shouldn't go to the shop. Boss fight. Boss fight for Aphrodite, though. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, it's the butterfly room!
Soul catchers.
Alright, do not get distracted. Just focus on the butterflies, because you will absolutely get murdered if you spend too much time in this room. Do my best to just ignore the other enemies. We're going to have to obviously move around a little bit to avoid some stuff. Alright. Now we can fight the rest of this stuff. Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough one. Let's go get some bloodstones. Ah, damn it. Usually if you just touch them once while they're doing the re-insole animation, it stops them, but it didn't for some reason on that guy.
Go back.
That sucked.
Sinister ball of butterflies.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be Asterius. Critical effects deal more damage to weak foes. Yo, that might be good. I mean, our enemies are permanently weakened, right? So I'm gonna take that.
Both them might.
A little Artemis and Aphrodite working together. It's lovely to see. Keys versus gemstones is still keys, right? Until we have the rest of the mirror unlocked. I'm pretty sure. Oh. Stupid 10,000 bullets. We might choose not to engage in the Chaos Boon here. I can't believe I got hit. I got point blanked there by the splitter, but like I was constantly punching in the direction of the split. How was there an opening for which through which a projectile could even get through? Ah, caught me in the break of the combo, which I guess must be what happened on the other one as well. Yeah, wow, we're gonna die. Elysium is way harder than Asphodel and Tartarus put together. Alright, well, I guess it's Daedalus hammer time, but more likely it's death time.
Not now.
I didn't mean to press that. Yeah. Trying to land a Q just sticks me in place too long. So you basically, if you're using the fists, you can't special at all during Elysium, it feels like. Very bad times. It's a dangerous weapon.
Oh, hi! I'd ask you how it went, but since you're here again, I guess I know already, huh? Oh well, just come on in.
Cheers.
I think he's trying to cheer us up, but it's not working.
You're much too modest, Lord Achilles, for someone with such a number of heroic deeds and glorious decapitations to his name. You ought to be more like ever-boastful Zagreus and talk it up some more.
Oh, fear not, Orpheus. I was quite boastful in my day. And would you look at where it got me? Besides, I've not the imagination to come up with tales as tall as those of our Prince Zagreus.
Hey!
What can I say? I try.
Alright, well, apparently he's proud of it.
Father, you always said the Olympians wanted nothing to do with our kind. But doesn't Charon work directly with Hermes? Maybe it's you who wants nothing to do with them.
I want nothing to do with them, correct? My hasty nephew assists Charon out of necessity alone. Not even Thanatos is able to keep up with the rate at which mortals expire and must then cross our borders.
Want me to pitch in? Just give me your blessing and I'll head straight for the surface.
No, I think not, boy. You are born of this realm. The surface is a windswept waste. You don't know how good you have it here.
You're right, I don't.
Well, that's certainly interesting.
Nyx, I have to ask you something. Are you certain that my search isn't in vain? My mother, what if she's gone?
Your mother yet lives. There can be no other explanation. For if she did not, she would be with us, here. She was a good woman. Stately. Kind. I wished to raise you as I thought she would have.
I think I turned out okay.
So, hi, Prince. So, is there anything I can get you? Or maybe tidy up some more? Or, I just thought maybe you'd like something to drink sometime?
Oh, drink sometime sounds wonderful, Dusa. Maybe tomorrow, assuming I'm not getting out of here by then?
What? I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, forget I asked. Or anything. I'm sorry. Bye.
Dusa?
Hey, she's getting pretty brave. Alright, I think that is probably where we ought to stop for today. Part of me wants to just get right back out there, but unfortunately, time is not on our side. This is probably worth having, though. And now I guess we're saving for that. Where are we at on keys? 7. Okay, we're not too far off.
Good to go.
Let's just have a quick look at which weapon thirsts
Once
next.
in a while, pal, you're gonna see a real fancy bozo try to ruin your good time. You'll know him because he's glowing like a light. But that's his special armor, see? You gotta punch right through it. He's gonna shrug you off until you do.
For a good time, beware the fancy glowing bozos on my quest. Check.
I do hate a glowing bozo. Alright, what's up with the spear?
Should take my spear.
Oh, change of plan. I like it.
After your special, you can retrieve your spear with Raging Rush. Okay, so this makes it so that when you throw your spear and it stays out there, you can press Q to go to the spear instead of pulling the spear back to you. And then your next 4 attacks or casts are stronger. Sometimes this is really powerful. There are other times where it gets you in a lot of trouble. And this turns your spin attack into a huge spin that makes foes take more attack and special damage for 10 seconds. You know what? I don't know. I don't know which one we're going to go for. I think maybe this right here is where we call it for today. And when you come back next time, tomorrow, we will have some kind of plan and Varatha will lead us to victory. Probably. I'd say like 40% likely Varatha will lead us to victory. And we'll see you then.